Werewolves, I'm Sam McCoy. My dad says I look like an escaped convict when I wear this shirt, and I've been on a movie binge lately. Do you notice the theme with these movies? You notice one? Huh? At all? That's right, they all feature my favorite movie monster of all time and the subject of today's video, the one, the only, werewolf. No, Coy, what are you doing? Darkside? What are you doing here? I thought you were an effects test that went horribly wrong. I'm back to tell you everything you were doing wrong about this whole video. Vampires are clearly the best movie monster of all time. They can take your werewolf down. Okay, werewolf movies are way better than vampire movies. I mean, you got the new Wolfman remake, you got the classic Wolfman, you got Silver Bullet, you got... What is that? Nothing. I think we both know that a vampire can take a werewolf any day. Oh, do you really want to do this? Because I've been dying to do this for like a long time, and you're giving me a perfect opportunity right here. I'll take you on anytime. Alright guys, as always I'm Sam McCoy, and I'm his Darkside. And today, we'll be discussing werewolves versus vampires. Let's go. This time I'm ready for it. I got it all right here in the epic book. I got an entire page just dedicated to facts about werewolves. The epic book? You think that's gonna save you? Look on the other page. Turn it. Ah! Okay, how did you do this? I'm you? Right. Alright then, I guess I get to start off with werewolves. So the condition of becoming a werewolf is called lycanthropy. Essentially, it's a curse. No one's exactly sure how it started, but most people associate it with the devil. Many people say that werewolves can only actually create new werewolves if they bite a man in autumn, when the wolfbane is in bloom.
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms, and the autumn moon is bright.
You don't want werewolves running around everywhere, do you? Actually, that wouldn't be much of a problem either, because werewolves only transform on the night of a full moon. So that means about once or twice a month you turn into a monster and kill everyone that you know. And by the way, these transformations look really painful. However, the payoff is this beast. Look at that! That is how you do a movie monster right! Take someone's pure humanity and twist it into this bestial, wild nature that's just a killing machine. That is a monster right there. Ooh, real scary. Once a month you freak out and you kill everything around you. Why not just be a woman? Cute. Okay, you know what? Vampires aren't that great compared to werewolves anyway. In fact, in old legends, vampires were nothing more than werewolves that had been killed and then raised from the dead. Werewolves possess superhuman strength and senses from their heightened abilities as a beastman. They gain the strength and speed of a wolf to tear into their prey. There is no cure for being a werewolf other than putting him down. And in order to do that, you have to use the werewolf's one and only weakness, silver. Now, while the most popular method is to use a silver bullet to shoot him,
Don't suppose we have any silver bullets. What?
you can use any kind of silver. You can use a silver stick to beat him to death if you have one. That is, assuming he doesn't cut your head off with his bare hands first. Man, that's awesome! I'm a sick man. Maybe that's why I like werewolves so much, because you don't lose your humanity by becoming one, except for once in a blue moon. It's a joke. I didn't even mean to make that joke. But really, for the most part, aside from 1 or 2 nights out of the month, you get to live your life as a normal person. I mean, what's wrong with that? Alright, bloodsucker, let's see your side of the story. Time to talk about something that is much better than werewolves. Much like your werewolves, vampires infect mortals in order to propagate their own kind. However, when werewolves transform, they lose all of their sentient thought and go on a berserker rage. Vampires, on the other hand, become the suave upper class. That is, of course, unless they're like the vampires in Priest, or From Dusk Till Dawn, or some would argue 40 Days of Night. But even then, they're just showing off their more bestial talents. Vampires are able to choose who get infected. When they bite a mortal, they either drain them completely of blood, killing them outright, or they infuse a bit of their own venom into the bloodstream. If the latter is done, the human will be infected, and soon become one of the children of the night.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
When having a discussion about vampires, one cannot help but mention their notorious diet. That's food coloring. Shut up. Being among the living dead, the vampires need something from mortals in order to stay alive. Their sustenance comes in the form of human blood. A well-fed vampire is youthful, he is powerful, he has full access to all of his dark powers. Vampires who don't feed often are known to go feral and lose all their strength. Vampires are a much more upper-class kind of monster. They're able to maintain a very human appearance as long as they're well fed and they don't get too angry. The true monster comes out when you make him act up. They can become a wolf, a cloud of mist, or most famously, a bat. Even more in transformation, when they take on their beast form, they can fight a werewolf head to head. You think vampires are better? Anything silver can kill your dogs. I could beat one to death with a silver spoon. Technically, yes, but hey, just think about all the weaknesses that vampires have. Come on, tell me about those. Well, alright, as I've mentioned before, vampires live off of a diet of blood. This, of course, leads to one of their greatest weaknesses. The blood in vampires' veins dies off very quickly, and since they're dead, they have no way of creating their own cells. That's why they steal the blood of mortals. However, if you were to stab a vampire through the heart, then he has no way of pumping blood through his body, and he'll soon die. Of course, there are also repellents to vampires, such as crosses, garlic sometimes works, but not always. And then, of course, there's holy water, which acts on them like acid. Oh my word. Put a holy man against a vampire and he'll bless a few things and then the vampire's screwed. Take it away, Clooney, tell him.
A servant of God can take a cross and shove it up these monsters' asses. A servant of God can bless the tap water and make it a weapon.
Then of course there is the ever-present sunlight that can kill a vampire. Sometimes when a vampire is strong enough, sunlight doesn't outright kill him, it just weakens him. However, if a vampire is just a fledgling or hasn't fed in a long time, he will explode or disintegrate and die in a horrible way. Perhaps the greatest advantage to being a vampire is immortality. They are dead, so they cannot die. Unless, of course, they get their head cut off or a stake driven through their heart or lit on fire from the sun. But aside from that, time will not wear on them. They will exist eternal. They are not human anymore. They are so much more. They are these dark beings who have embraced the night. They have embraced their powers. They have transcended mortality. The vampire legend dates all the way back to Vlad the Impaler, a conqueror who was feared across the land for stabbing a stake through his victims and holding them upright until they died a slow and painful death. He was even known to drink the blood of his fallen enemies, giving rise to the idea that he must have been a vampire. When the story Dracula was finally written, it was based off of Vlad, and Count Dracula changed the face of modern vampires forever. They went from being old corpses that came up out of the ground much like zombies in old folk tales, into the suave and even nightmarish beings that you see in cinema today. Yeah, and what do you think about when they sparkle? Twilight didn't happen. Vampires do not sparkle in sunlight. You're sparkling, aren't you? Would you take the sparkling thing seriously? I am taking the sparkling thing seriously. I hate you so much. Alright, well I don't care if you are a vampire, Darkside, because I can still take you down. What do you have that you think can possibly beat me? What do I have? Oh, nothing, just a crucifix and holy water from the River Jordan. Oh yeah, it's been blessed. Okay, not sure how I feel about that. Darkside? Come on, Koi, did you really think I'd be that easy to kill? Of course not. It wouldn't be any fun if it was easy. Alright guys, I guess that wraps it up. Vampires versus werewolves. It's up to you to decide which one you like best. As always, I've been Sam McCoy, and I'm his Darkside. And until next time, we'll see you later.